on. And welcome everyone to the Amador Live. I am Gino Aragon, and we are here because it is time for the Mesilla Valley Sports Podcast. That's right. We are doing sports for this evening, and we've got a lot of things going on right now. And right now, I've got Kelly sitting next to me. Kelly, how are you doing today? What is it that actually, what are you doing here?
I was wandering around downtown, and I saw this cool equipment, and I thought, I'm pretty sure I need to be here.
Okay,
that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I brought all my toys out to play today. For sure.
It's a heck of a spread. It's a heck of a setup.
I like toys. Believe it or not, I almost fit everything in this in my one backpack. But yeah, I like a lot of toys. I like to have a little bit of fun with that, and that's basically what we're doing here with Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. And we're going to be here, of course, at the Amador Live every Tuesday starting at 6 o'clock. And we're going to be talking some sports. We're going to have some really cool guests. In fact, we have Jason White from the NMC Golf Course going to be coming in and talking to us a little bit later. And we've got quite a few things. Right now, I'm happy for the cool breeze.
It's nice
coming through because we are outside.
Nice.
You can see we're outside of the Broken Spoke and right across from the lawn and everything. And I said that somebody brought the big salad.
The nachos.
Is that nachos?
Nachos Belgrande.
I wouldn't call it nachos Belgrande. That would be an insult to the chef. Chef, come around over here.
Right over here.
Stand right over here. Grab that microphone that's right there. And
this is the magic that chef works.
Yeah, absolutely. I am going to back up just a little bit, and I'm going to need you to tell us what do we got right here in front of us right here.
What you have is one of our biggest sellers. It's nachos with carne asada. And this particular one has beer cheese. You can also get nacho cheese on it.
Wait a minute. Did you say beer cheese?
Beer cheese. Beer and bacon
Beer
grease.
and cheese.
And
Mixed with bacon grease.
And bacon.
And bacon.
That's good. That's
Cheese
awesome.
was good. Beer was better.
Yeah.
Bacon grease was the best.
Oh, yeah. Bacon makes everything better.
Go ahead and hold that up
And it has
again.
jalapenos on it, tomatoes, sour cream, and guacamole.
Yeah, that is awesome right there. And of course, this is one of your specialties.
One of the many
Yeah, you've got a lot that you have on this menu. And,
that we do.
anything special going on for this weekend?
No,
No.
not this weekend.
I think one of the sneaky gems that very few people really know about are a couple of those burritos that you guys make in-house that are just stuffed to the gills. Speaking of good stuff, all of the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The Max, and then there's California.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's impossible to go wrong with either one of those.
Yeah, they're belly fillers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to live past 50, so why not just indulge in those?
Well, I made it past 50 just barely. But that is a couple days ago, I kind of got a little scary. But, I'm not, as long as my doctor isn't watching, we'll be perfectly fine. We'll be
Well,
perfectly
you have to go to him for him to watch.
Well,
It's just eating it on the
she knows where I work, and that would be the problem right there. She knows where I work. She could be watching, and next thing I know, I've got an appointment in a couple of weeks. I had to have a good conversation with her on how it was okay for me to eat tacos
Oh, it's perfect.
because it's healthy. Yeah, it's healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't tell her that the carne asada was very greasy and
Well, you
delicious.
don't eat 20 of them, you eat 2.
4, maybe 6.
Good luck
I
with
don't know.
anything you make.
Well, I'm looking at the serving size right here, and that had better be for a group because if I sat down there and started to munch on that, yeah.
I've seen people polish those off.
It's
They're
a meal.
addicted. You eat one,
And you gotta go with another one.
it's like a potato chip.
If the nachos stick together, it constitutes one
One
nacho.
nacho. But if it just sticks together, it's one nacho.
Exactly.
Name the movie.
Saving Silverman.
There you go. Good job. Good job. That's one of my favorite lines.
It's-
That whole thing. And I've used it before too.
Well, and just how he's picking it up, like it literally is just hanging together, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Chef, thanks a lot for the nachos. We're going to enjoy those, and I've also said before you mentioned the burritos, I love the Philly cheesesteak that you've got in here. I've had that a couple of times, and it is absolutely delicious. But there's a lot of stuff on the menu. You've definitely got to come in and check out all the food that they have here at the Broken Spoke. So,
next week we'll bring you something else.
Oh, awesome.
For sure.
Thanks a lot, Chip. And
Thanks, Chef.
Enjoy.
he will.
For sure.
Got to make sure that I got mics all over the place. Okay, there we go. So, Kelly, let's go ahead and see what is happening. I know that we're kind of waiting. Maybe
We are. And you know, the gist of me sitting down here is Max. Max approached me a few weeks ago, and Lindsay as well, and said, "Hey, we've got this idea about putting a fantasy football league together." And I fancy myself quite the fantasy football
player
aficionado.
Okay.
And I said, of course, as long as I'm in it, and I'll win, and we'll do something fun. And the guys, they really came up with a great idea of we're going to set up 12-team league. I think right now we've already got somewhere between 6 to 9 people entered right now. But we're going to do this all for charity and bragging rights. And more importantly, we're going to do it to not finish last.
That's what
because what we'll do is we'll work together. And what I think I can do working with Max is I'm going to find some groups of people that want to sponsor so even though we're going to have some money in this kind of this league, I'm going to find some people to sponsor us all. And so no one's going to come out of pocket on anything. We're going to have sponsors for every single thing.
Good.
But the cool thing is the winner of this league, 12-team PPR, it's going to be fantastic. The winner gets to pick what charity we donate it to.
Oh, that's awesome. And there's a lot of great nonprofits in town that could really use the help.
So many. I've been fortunate enough this last year to really become associated and work hand in hand with more than a few, even with Lindsay's help on a couple. So that's going to be the real fun part of it. But the best part is going to be that the loser of this league, whoever finishes in last place, and I think it's going to be Max. I think it'll be Max. I'm pretty sure it'll be Max.
Will it be Max?
It'll be Max. Is going to have to go and sit down and take the SAT with the high school graduates that are getting ready to go to college, and we're getting a trophy made. And that SAT score goes on the trophy.
Well, you mentioned that you might think it's going to be Max that's going to do that. And you know what? It just happened that Max is popping in right here.
Oh,
and Max, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, radio check. Can you hear me?
Oh, I think you're muted.
Hang on, let me see.
I think he is on mute for sure.
Yeah, I think
because he's
1, 2, 3.
Louder and noisier than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Just hold up a sound. Hold up, thumbs up, Max. You're going to come in last. He did. He gave us a thumbs up.
He's pivoted. But trust me, if he can't figure out how to get off mute, how is he going to finish in any place other than last in this league?
Well, we have to have a live draft, right?
That's the only way it's any fun.
We have to have a live draft, and if Max cannot figure out how to push the buttons to get his picks in,
auto draft. That's what he's going to do.
Come on, Max. Come on.
You've got to figure out how to turn this thing on.
Check.
Well, the cool thing is, even though we can't hear Max, this is actually the most fun I've had around Max in a long time, not being able to listen to him. But on a side note, we've got a couple of spaces open in this league. And so, if the radio station has any events or has anything where any listeners or anyone involved with, everything that you guys do want to get in, I think it'd be great for you guys to help fill the last couple of seats to get a couple of bodies in this.
Absolutely. We do have some spots that are open. And like you said, we're looking at sponsors.
There will be no money out of pocket for any person who comes into this league. We will 100% take care of it and get the money donated that we can then put towards the charity organization of the winner's choice. And more importantly, I'll buy the drinks when it's time to sit down to see what Max got on the SAT.
Absolutely. And you said that there is a trophy.
For last place.
For last place.
For last place.
For last place.
Last place. The trophy is for last, because that's how we etch it in stone for history. Is that we want the trophy to have multiple spots, because you know what? I really think this is something that could be a lot of fun moving forward. to be an event, a recurring event.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we really want to document. No one's going to care who wins.
We lost Max.
No one's going to care who wins. What we really want to do is document who lost and what their SAT score was.
I'm chuckling a little bit because we didn't lose Max, but I think he turned off his camera now, trying to turn off the mute button. So Max is going to do great in the league.
You know what?
I can tell Max is going to do awesome.
He's a techno savant.
And now we lost him. Now we lost Max.
I think he just gave up.
It's a possibility. But, oh, no, he's back.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see if we can go ahead and get him in here. Max, are you with us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
He's still on mute.
Oh.
Are you connected to a Bluetooth piece? I'm Max. I'm sorry, and I hate to do this because I haven't taken my sign language classes in about 20 years at NMSU, so
I'm well behind in my ASL.
I am way behind in my ASL, and he turned off the camera again. Max, come on. There you go. Oh,
camera.
So you figured out how to turn the camera off and on, but you can't turn your mic on the phone.
I guarantee it's probably attached to some Bluetooth near his car.
I bet you he's got an iPhone.
Yeah. Oh, is that
you got an iPhone, Max? Yeah. See, that's it. You
Yeah.
got an iPhone. That's just sometimes that happens.
Gotcha.
But Max, I understand that the live draft is going to be next week. Are you going to be prepared to get your picks in for the draft next week? I'm yelling into my microphone, probably blowing some ears out. No, and he disappeared again.
That was an affirmative.
Yeah. So I guess.
I just like the fact that he's in Ruidoso enjoying, although you know what, the weather's really nice right now, but he's in Ruidoso enjoying even better weather. So it's
a little bit cooler in Ruidoso. Okay, Max.
I sent him
No, I'm excited about the league. It's a really good group. We've got 2 or 3 members from the radio station. We've got some local personalities. Max, of course, was the one that came up with the idea, and him and Lindsay really worked together to make it happen. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I appreciate the opportunity, and I think we're going to make it as fun as possible.
I think it's going to be fun to go ahead and look at it now. Okay, now he's bragging. He's got the trees in the background. He's got a glass of wine out. Now he's just bragging. He goes, I can't figure out how to work the mute button on my phone, but you know what? I got wine. I got trees. I got some nice, cool weather. Whoa, he figured out landscape.
Oh, he knows landscape now. Good for him.
That's good for him, yeah.
He set this all up and then left.
I know it. He's bragging right now. He's just bragging right now. But, Max, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and let you go and enjoy your wine. Yeah, I heard a little bit of a buzz in there. That mic might be something going on there. But, Max.
Can you hear me at all?
See you next week for the live draft.
Tuesday, here.
Be here and get your live draft done. Make sure you know which picks you're going to pick, and then we'll make sure to have all of the video ready for when you take that SAT test.
Yes, that's right. What I'm going to go with him for moral support.
Moral support. You got it.
Love you, Maxie.
We're waiting on you, Max. Have a good one. You got to learn how to get the mute button on there.
I bet that it's literally what I've noticed lately is it Bluetooth links to just almost anything. So if, like you said, if there's some Bluetooth device near, it's probably just
if he's near his car. If he had a Bluetooth headset linked in, it's probably linked into that and probably doing everything. But
to the trees.
There's some Bluetooth trees up in Rio, so I heard that's very technical up there. But yeah, next week it is going to. Do we have an official name for the league? Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will unveil it at the draft. I'm working with a couple of friends around the United States to try to come up with something that really embodies what the primary focus of this is. And I know that it's for charity, but the primary focus is to not finish last.
So
that, trust me, there's going to be some premise behind that.
We could work that way into the name of the league. And if anybody wants to see, I got the invite for the league earlier today.
Yep.
And I was really excited to go ahead and get to that. So I went ahead and created my team. Now, obviously, we haven't gone through our draft.
We haven't drafted yet.
So it is an ESPN league. Makes it really easy to go ahead and manager, and you will be our
I'll have it all.
GM.
I'll have it here. I'll have it all set up. Everything's going to be real straightforward. It's 12 teams. The draft will be online through ESPN. It moves real. You can do it on your phone. It's super simple.
It's super easy. I've done these drafts before. It's just one of the reasons I actually brought my extra monitor out here so we can actually bring the draft up the way that we have the screen up right now. And, this is my team. I am the LC as in Las Cruces Elmos. My nickname is Tickle This. So it's a Tickle Me Elmo joke, people. Goodness. And I have Elmo in football gear as my logo right here. So I am set and ready to go. But I will say this, to be honest with you, it might be a contest between me and Max on who's going to come in last. I was part of a fantasy football league for, I don't know, had to be about 10 years with some friends of mine, some good coworkers. And we were in that fantasy football league. And almost every year, if I wasn't dead last, I was near the bottom. So
I empathize with that because it's funny. I in the past I was in a bunch of leagues and then I cut back, and this year I'm only in 3. But the funny thing is, there's one that I care about more than any, and it's the one I try the hardest in, and it's literally the one I continually do the worst in. So it's almost as if the level of effort that I put into it, it's a reverse proportional result. It's not great.
I am going to tell you this right now, that one of the biggest problems I had, and this happens to everything as far as fantasy football leagues, any of the fantasy leagues that you get into, mid-season injuries, man. Oh gosh, so it's, you're not just drafting
even preseason injuries now with football.
Absolutely, there's been a couple.
Yep,
there's been a couple already. So yeah,
it really runs its course. But no, like I said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys letting me be a part of this. It's going to be super fun, and it's really fun to kind of sit here and get ready to listen to some of the other guys you got lined up, with Jason White from the NMSU golf course, and even Scott Schroeder from Samson Equipment and the Aggie Athletic Club.
Absolutely. And Scott and I know each other because we travel a lot, and are you ready for tomorrow morning?
Do you think I'm ready?
No.
I'm way ready.
No. I'm not ready.
How I know he's ready, and I know he wants to talk about it. I'll just say thanks again.
No problem.
Absolute pleasure. And let's let him talk at his that whatever he goes to 11.
He does go to 11. So come on in, Scott, if you want to come in first. Yeah, come over. Come on in, have a seat, sir. Okay. And normally we're getting ready to talk when we're getting ready up on the bus or something like that and say hi to each other, because I know that Scott travels with the team and I get the opportunity to travel with the Aggies as well. And it's going to be one heck of a week. This midweek game thing, especially just after a few days after the first game. But Scott, tell us what you do with the Aggies. I know.
So it's multi-leveled. My main gig that catches my paycheck is Samson Equipment, and we do custom weight training equipment. So we definitely, we outfit the Aggies. The Coca-Cola weight room is all of our stuff. We custom built that a while back. We're trying to actually get the floor redone here this Christmas. Nice. And that'll be a nice renovation to that after about 10 years of that wear and tear. So we're gonna get that done. So that pays my bills. I'm co-owner of that. I run that along with my brother Brian Schroeder. My dad started that back in '76 with my mom. So David and Linda Schroeder. They retired a few years ago. So me and my brother run the day now. So I do that. I help Chet Savage and the guys in administration run the Aggie Athletic Club, which is what Kelly Fort was mentioning before. We just got control of the Goal Line Club just for football. No one was running with that, so we're going to take that on as well. So here's 2 jobs that doesn't pay me any money, but it plugs me back into the community. And if you went to the tailgate this last Saturday, we really appreciate your support. We had we had food for about 250 people. I think we ended up with 500 people. So we had to make a couple runs to Circle K and coming back and forth for that bad boy, but we are so happy just to front that. Samson Equipment out of my marketing budget pays for that. So none of that money comes out of AAC. Mm-hmm. We front that, and we were so happy to do it. It was so good to see all of our town up and about within the RV parking lot, within the tailgate parking lot, the Crimson lot, and just walking around having a good time. That's what we want here.
Absolutely. I mean, from my vantage point up in the booth, you can see the tailgate area and how packed it was. And then when everybody started filing into the stadium, it seemed like it was going to be an awesome night. The crowd was really hot. And then they had to do that goofy lightning thing, and I think it really killed the momentum, not just of the team and everybody, the crowd and everybody just kind of.
But you know what, though? I mean, you've been this a long time, just like I have, and to see most of those guys come back, you know, like especially on the student sides. Like if there's any students listening to this, kudos to you guys. Like we've been trying so hard to get you guys back re-engaged after, you know, really a decade of neglecting y'all, and to see to see them re-engage, to see a lot of these guys walk back in, that really made me feel good. Like there was no doubt a punch in the gut when that happened, because we had that momentum, like we had that crowd energy, we had it. But to see a lot of those guys come back really showed me what we can look forward to the rest of the season.
Oh no, absolutely. I think for the rest of the season, the crowd as well. If the crowd can come back the way that they did it, there were some people that didn't leave. As much as Ed was trying to tell everybody, you must leave the stadium,
right?
You know, and then come back in. It's going to be about a 30-minute delay.
Right.
It was one of those things where there's just a bunch of people that just sat down there and said, "I'm not leaving."
Well, and you know, I don't want to, you know, put anyone's lives in danger, but thank you for doing that, because you kind of set the precedent for everyone else. Like we were so worried that everyone's going to go to the parking lot and leave, because I mean, let's be honest. You know, we haven't won here in a long time. You know, we had one decent year, went to a bowl game, but everything past that, there's a reason why we haven't been in a bowl game in 57 years before that.
Yeah.
So like guys are used to that. To see everyone come back or just break the protocol and not leave, I, you know, off the record encourage that. Like, don't give up on this team. We showed a lot of good things in this first game. It's our first game underneath this head coach. I can tell you, after supporting this team forever and being on the sidelines and seeing how these guys interact with these players, we are on a different track now. All we need is support.
Absolutely. The support. And you could tell when the team had the support and that crowd was back there at the beginning of the game, that first quarter, for most of it, I mean, you can tell what a difference it makes. And, let's talk about more specifics as far as how that game went. Since you are in charge of the weight room and all of your equipment's in there, I mean, conditioning plays a big part in what we have. And one of the things that I did like with Coach Kill is he was very aggressive on defense. And I really like that. And one of the things that I noticed is that with him switching out the players on the defensive side, that we're keeping fresh legs in there. We're keeping the fresh people in there. And we're able to actually keep that aggressiveness going all the way through 4 quarters, which is something that we have not seen. And like I said, we're at the beginning of the season, but that conditioning that's going to come in for those players that are going to be able to hang in there a little bit longer. And I think that's definitely going to come into play for the rest of the season.
You know, Gina, like one of the big things that I noticed, and after being on the sidelines for this long and being involved with the program as much as I am, you know, I'm in the weight room every week since, you know, from when he got hired in November, every week, every Friday or Saturday until now. You know, we have a new strength and conditioning coach, Eric Klein, who I've known in our business for a long time. Like, keep in mind, what I do for my day job is weight training equipment. We sell to high schools, college, pro teams, military, everybody. I've known in my past, I was a strength coach, but I don't have business skills. I don't have marketing skills. I was an exercise science guy. I got my master's at Texas State. I was a strength coach for brief time, 3 years, but on the college ranks. But, Eric Klein is one of those guys who's highly sought after. The fact that we got him here after the old regime left and getting to know him, they're not only fresh legs when he's subbing in, but they're strong legs. Yes. They're quick legs. Exactly. Like the type of players that we have now, a lot of those guys came from TCU. They didn't care about TCU, want to play for Coach Kill. You got Tony Sanchez out there recruiting, and we got other guys coming in the mix, and we have a whole new team. But for me, like, what was so exciting for me to see, just as a Las Crucean, as an Aggie fan, as a guy who's been plugging this program for so long, for 10 years, this is my 10th year now, really being involved, but watching before that, just to see these guys interact with these players, and this is a new caliber of player. This is a new dawn for us, and it's evident. We made mistakes in this game, but we were in this game. We're gonna make mistakes as we grow through this. It's gonna be a process, but guys, I am telling you, this is a new era for Aggie football, and it's evident. I can see it in the coaches. I can see it in the players. I know how we're developing them in the weight room because I'm plugged into that. This is a team you can support.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can see that difference that they have when they're on the field. You can see that aggressiveness, or and I'll bring up an old Bob Sherman used to say that they play with animas, which means
Yes.
they're playing with that animal spirit.
Right.
And you can definitely see that they're playing that way. And that is definitely a positive as far as that. And it's not just defensively, but offensively as well.
You know, and you can feel it. You could feel it when they took the field.
Yeah.
You know, and it's weird for me to say, but you know, I'm an emotional guy. Like when I saw that take the field and that team take the field, and you could see the size up close in person. You could see them warming up before the game, but then when they took the field and that crowd was behind us, right?
Yeah.
On the home side especially, and then it was echoed by the students on that side. Guys, like if you're not involved with Aggie football, like if you don't realize what that means the world in terms of a close game. We got a tough road game this week.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
But after that, guess who we got? We got UTEP. At UTEP.
Right, at
UTEP
UTEP.
just got housed by North Texas.
Mhm.
We got to get through this next game, and we're going to make some improvements on it. Minnesota hasn't played a game yet. We have.
Yeah.
We have a lot of film on us, whereas we have not seen any film on them. Let's get through this game, and then let's focus on UTEP, and let's just house UTEP.
Absolutely. I mean, the Aggies will travel to UTEP. We've also got a lot of home games in general at Aggie Memorial Stadium this season, and we have great opportunities. There are games that I think we're going to do really, really well on. This week, like you said, it is going to be a tough challenge. We're going to Minnesota. We're taking on the Golden Gophers. I know we're off on the plane tomorrow, and the game.
I'm on that flight.
Yeah, you and me both.
I know.
But we're going to be playing 7:00 our time on Thursday night. So,
That's right.
you know, support the Aggies in any way that you can, and especially like Scott said, there is a change. There is a feeling right now that is there that hasn't been there for a long time. Coach Kill is an awesome person. Anytime you talk to him, we were talking in the booth that he is a perfect fit for Las Cruces. He just
100%.
blends in, and the players are behind him, and they've got some great coaches, and they've got great people behind the scenes, such as yourself, Scott, to go ahead and get this program going. What we need right now is everybody to show up at those games, be that man in the stands that is cheering them on, because it makes a big difference for, let's face it, for these kids that are on the field to look up and see that support.
They saw it this last Saturday. They felt it. If you talk to these kids like I have, they definitely appreciate it. Every time you interview these kids, they talk about it, especially with the coaching staff as well, because these guys are all new. The only guy that's really coming back is Tony Sanchez.
Yeah.
Tony Sanchez used to be here, and he even talked about it. I knew there was going to be a good crowd. I didn't expect this. It definitely energized our troops.
I think there was 23,000.
Yes, I don't know the official count, but at least 23.
I want to say it was something like 23,317, something like that.
It's like that fish story. Like it's going to grow every time we talk about it.
I will say it was over 23,000, and that's capacity. I think is like 25.
Well, it's higher than that. It's almost 30. But I think the point is, and there's a lot of cynics in this town, and I understand why. We've lost forever here. But do me a favor. Come out to our next game. Our next home game is going to be against the University of Hawaii, which we have a really good chance to win.
They got beat pretty bad too.
They got housed.
Yeah.
So let's get through the next couple of games and see our progress. But then remember what it felt like to be at that game. If you didn't go, you missed out. But come back to that one and just watch. Don't take my word for it. Don't take any of our words for it. Just come out and watch this team play, and you will notice a difference in how they look, how they play, but then how they're coached. All this stuff's going to make a difference, but it only makes a huge difference. We can turn this thing, but we can turn it a little bit quicker if you show up and support.
Absolutely. It does help out, and I'm looking forward to this season big time, and I guess, I'll let you get back to things. See you on the plane tomorrow
You're
morning,
the man,
Scott.
dude. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Send Jason over. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Jason.
Jason, you're up.
All right.
Stay white.
So thanks to Scott Schroeder for coming in. And, Scott is right. That person in the stand makes a really big difference for them. And it makes a big difference not only in football, but all the other sports that are going on. Volleyball's in action. They just had a good weekend in Arizona. They won 2 out of their 3 matches there. Couldn't get past Arizona, but they were able to go ahead and get another couple wins. And they're going to be in another tournament this weekend, the Davidson tournament in Davidson, North Carolina. And so Aggie sports action is going up big time. And I should also even mention our high school teams did really well this weekend. They went undefeated this weekend. So Mayfield won, Centennial won, and then also Oregon Mountain won. Las Cruces did not win, but they weren't playing. They had the week off. So
There you go.
there you go. And now next to us we have Jason. Sorry, I got distracted.
Yellow fly.
There's
Yellow
somebody
bug.
that's like buzzing around. But I've got Jason White.
That's me. Yes.
That from the NSU golf course. Lean in a little bit to the mic.
Okay.
there.
Yeah. I'll get it. Oh, is that too close?
Nope, I think you're good right there.
Okay.
All right,
Perfect.
and Jason, you are the manager of the NMSU golf course, correct? And
That's
the pro
correct.
out there.
Yeah. I mean, my title is director,
Oh,
maybe
director.
GM.
Okay.
So yeah,
But basically, you're the big boss of the course.
you could say that.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that you're the big boss of the
Okay.
course. All right.
I like it.
All right, but how is the course been doing right now? I know that the past couple of years with the pandemic years were really, really tough to try and get people. I don't know why it would be tough to get people outside in small groups to play, to let everybody play, but obviously they had those rules that were going up there. But how's it been getting everybody back in and onto the course?
I mean, to be honest, it's been crazy.
Has it
It's
really?
been crazy. It's been crazy busy. Really, the pandemic. It's tough to say because obviously the pandemic had was tough on a lot of industries, a lot of people, families, so on and so forth. But for the golf industry, it was a adverse reverse reaction.
Really?
And golf, the last year and a half, 2 years has boomed from exactly what you said, right? Like people, a safer, not safe,
but safer.
but
Yeah.
safer environment, outdoor activities. So really, we've seen our rounds, and across the country, Las Cruces, Sun Country, PGA, New Mexico, El Paso rounds have really exploded. It's been a lot to manage, staffing issues and just the whole deal. It's golf is on an uptick, and I think a lot of people were, maybe played once or twice a year. Maybe they played, 6 or 7 times a year. A lot of people maybe working remote or whatever the situation might be, maybe new to the game. Like we see a lot of new faces at the facility. So really, it's been crazy. It's been really busy.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear because like you said, there've been a lot of industries that have been hit pretty hard.
Yes.
With the whole pandemic, but I'm glad to see that the golf course is doing well because let's be honest, I think it's been recognized before. You've got one of the best courses in the state.
Yeah, I mean there's a few rankings out there, right?
I wasn't going to bring up the rankings, but if you want to.
Well, so I mean, there's the Golf Digest, there's the Golf Week. I think sometimes we get overlooked.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, they could be political, but that's just my own opinion.
I was taking a look at this, and now, granted, these were the pre-pandemic years, but I was taking a look where you guys had some pretty good rankings statewide.
Yeah, statewide. Well, one that I always look at is the Golf Now. It's kind of powered by one of the largest online booking engines. It's owned by, the Golf Channel, NBC.
Yeah.
It's based on customer reviews. So I take that a little bit more to heart, I guess you could say, right? Because it's customer reviews, right?
Yeah, because the customer is going to give you their honest opinion.
Their honest
and
opinion, right?
And if something doesn't work, they're going to let you know.
So we're ranked top 5 on that and top 15 collegiate golf course in the country.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, I think.
That's not bad. It's not bad,
Here in a little sleepy Las Cruces,
Well, we do have some advantages that some of the other colleges don't have so much. One, our weather. Like I said, we're doing this show outside of the Broken Spoke. It's really nice outside right now. We got a nice cool breeze coming through, and quite honestly, the ability to go a few rounds, almost year round here, is definitely a plus that you've got for sure.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, so my last fiscal year, right? So that's July to June.
Yeah.
We did a little over 64,000 starts.
Wow.
64,000. And that's recorded, right? And my staff is awesome. Kevin Keller, Brett Jones, they run the show. I just try to give them the resources and give them what they need, right? That's my job, is to give them what they need. And so they run the show. But 64,000 starts is a lot for an 18-hole facility.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. We're averaging, 100 and almost 180 a day. And that's recorded, right? So my guys do a great job, gals, everybody that works for us. And we're gonna miss a round or two, right? We're gonna not check somebody in, our members, pass holders. So it's probably closer to 65,000 starts.
Yeah.
And when I say starts, that's 18 hole, 9 hole, sundown, students. Las Cruces High practices at our facility. Obviously, the men's and women's golf team, Mesilla Valley Christian, the NMSU PGM program, student. I mean, it's a lot.
There's a lot that's going on.
There's
right
a lot
there.
that's going on. Yeah.
There's a lot, and that, like I said, that's good to hear. But let's hear a little bit more about yourself. How did you come into the NMSU golf course? Because I know you were a student, right?
I was a student. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was a student. So it's you really want the story?
Yeah, sure. Is it a bad story?
It's not a bad
We're,
story.
I mean, we're on
You
the
wanted
internet.
the
We're
short-
on the internet.
Oh,
so-
we're on the. It's not a bad story. So I knew nothing about New Mexico State.
Okay.
I knew nothing about New Mexico, Las Cruces. I knew nothing about the professional golf management
That
program.
believe it or not, that's not the first time that I've heard that.
Yeah,
There's
right.
A few stories.
So it was like my senior year in high school.
Mhm.
I remember it vividly. It was another friend on the golf team, John Hink,
Yeah.
came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I heard of this program. It's professional golf management." At the time, there was only 4 in the country. Excuse me, New Mexico State, Penn State, Ferris State, and Mississippi State. So really, New Mexico State for a long time was the only PGM program west of the Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
So I'm from Washington State
Mhm.
originally, right? Or not originally. That's where I grew up.
That's where you grew
Washington
up.
State.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know about the program. I was a pretty decent high school golfer. Had some Division II, junior college type deals.
Mhm.
That I was that's what I was going to do. I was going to go play at one of those schools, try to get better and transfer, right?
Yeah.
That was the plan. Jumped on a plane senior year, spring break, came down, visited the campus, met with Pat Gavin, the director of the program, all that good stuff. Came out of that and said, "Hey, you know what? Loved it, right? Loved the area, loved the vibe, loved the program, Pat Gavin, the whole deal." And took a flyer,
Yeah.
and came down. And
There you
that's, And that's where it was.
Well, like I said, that's not an uncommon story for people to get their visit here to NMSU. You know, they have a few meals at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
They see the campus. They get to learn the people. They check out the weather that, normally some of those visits are there. Opinion might change a little bit when we get to those 100-degree temperatures in the middle of the summer somewhere.
Yeah.
But, it's not the first time that somebody comes for a visit and just basically falls in love with the place. And you come down, and how many years ago was that since that visit?
98.
98.
Yeah.
So that's, I have to do math now.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not good at math.
24 years?
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
yeah, 24 years.
Yeah.
Because I moved here in 95, and that was 27 years ago. So 24 years ago, you came down here, and you've been stuck here ever since.
Yeah, so the land of entrapment.
Nah,
I
yeah.
love it.
It is a self-entrapment because
It
because
is,
I did the same thing when I came down here. I had some friends that had come down here. I had almost considered going to school down here, but instead kind of veered my career towards radio. And when I first came down here, I mean, I was down here I was thinking of maybe I'd get this job, see how it does, and then move on to the next one, maybe if there. But after just a few weeks here, and in fact, September Labor Day is my anniversary. The first event was the Southern New Mexico State Fair. All that fun, all the stuff that was going on, the campus, the people, the students that were here were awesome at the time. Loved hanging out with the students, and it was one of those things where you fall in love with the place.
Oh, I mean, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, kind of the Seattle area,
Mhm.
right on the Puget Sound. Spent some time in Colorado, Ohio, Chicago. Spent a fair amount of time on the East Coast. I have a lot of family in Southern California, and so I tell people all the time, like, and you get it right, like, we don't know the gym we have. And, I have, joking the land of entrapment and so on and so forth. You hear those things, but most people don't know how good they got it here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you grew up here, like, I get it though, right? It's a small town, different things. You grow up here, you want to leave, but you see a lot of that, right? You see people come in.
But
We're seeing a lot of people move here from outside of our state. That's a big part of kind of the golf boom in one way or another in Las Cruces. We're seeing more and more people retiring here. It's always been like I don't know, at least a top 10, maybe even more than that as far as a retirement destination in the country, right? You know, cost of living, access to golf course. If you really think about golf in Las Cruces, I tell people all the time, you don't realize how good you got it. Like the price point, right? I mean, you could play NMSU for $54 on a weekend, 42 on a weekday. You know, we offer a senior military discount, so on and so forth, right? But to have the public golf courses and a private golf course, 3 public golf courses and a private golf course in this community of this size and the price point, like you could drop all of our golf courses that are here in Las Cruces in Scottsdale or California or whatnot, and they're $150 golf courses.
Yeah,
right?
and we've said before, as far as rankings or anything, these are good courses. That are
Good
in town.
courses.
So if you like your golf, you can go out for a weekend, play a game if you wanted to, get a great price, get a great time in, a challenging course, and then of course just enjoy yourself. So yeah, I think you're right. For those that love golf, this is a pretty good city for golf. And once again, you talk about the fact that you can pretty much play almost year round, and that is a definite plus right there. So now you're at NMSU, you're taking the PGM course. So what led you to actually getting into helping out at the course and the managing there?
Well, yeah. So, 98 school, right? Did some things, graduated in 2000, summer of like 2003, I think it was. You know, I was on that kind of 5-year plan.
4.5, 5 years. It's all good. Yeah.
You got to have a good time. You need that year. I think sometimes you need that year.
Yeah, there was a difficult time in between there that, that kind of roughened it up a little bit. But yeah.
Had a good time.
Trust me, I understand that one, yeah.
So, my girlfriend, wife now, she had finished school a year before, right? So she was up at UNM doing her Farm B, and I finished here, went up there, had a good opportunity to be the tournament director for the Sun Country PGA. So got lucky with that, got a good opportunity. My first golf gig, right? My first real golf gig.
Yeah, first real job.
First real job. I was a tournament director for the Sun Country PGA.
Nothing to sneeze at.
It was fun. It was a good opportunity. So I was running all of our section events, the junior tour, doing like the marketing, advertising, sponsorship type stuff. So I did that for about 4 years. And at that point, my wife, at that time now, she was applying for residencies. I had resigned my position with the section. Pat Gavin, right?
Yeah.
This full circle.
It's coming around.
It's coming around. It's coming around full circle. Yeah. He was on the board of the section at the time, and he knew I'd resigned. Said, "Hey, Jason, listen, like, I think you'd be good at the job, the assistant director of the PGM program."
Yeah.
Right?
Assistant director of the program, the entire PGM program.
That I came down to, right? In 98, right? So I remember calling my wife on the phone, say, "Hey, listen, I need you to come out to the court or, the office." We were at Santa Ana, Pueblo, Santa Ana Twin Warriors, and Bernalillo is where the section office was.
Yeah.
And say, "Hey, we need to have a lunch." Because I resigned. I was just gonna wherever she matched. I was gonna,
Yeah, that's where you were gonna end up.
I was gonna go get a gig, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, "Hey, listen, there's not a whole lot in Las Cruces that I would want to do, right? Like a smaller market, but this is a good opportunity." Her mom was here, right? Her sister was here. Her dad was in Tier C, all that good stuff. I said, I think that you're gonna, we want to raise a family, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you're gonna want to do that around your family, around your mom. So if we ever
good sell.
Good sell.
Right, yeah, good sell right there. Yeah.
So if we want to go back to cruising, I kind of need to do that. So we spent a year apart.
Okay.
So we agreed to it. She actually ends up matching at University of Washington, Harborview, UW, lives with my family, my parents, for a year. I move in with her sister and my brother-in-law for a little bit till I got my own place.
So you had a little family swap, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. And so I was the assistant director of the PGM program. It was a great experience, great time working for the College of Business. Did that for about 4 years. And Dan Kesters was the director of the golf course. He was on the board. I was on the board for the section office. I've been on the board for about 15 years. I've gone through all the chairs, this now, right? But at the time, and he said, "Hey, listen, if you want to come over to the golf course and help me out, would love to have you." So 2010, I said, all right, kind of time for a change,
Yeah.
something different.
A little bit different.
And so I agreed to it and moved over to the golf course. I really wanted to bridge the gap between the academic side and the golf course, create more opportunities for professional golf management students and students in general. Kind of change the staffing model a little bit. It's kind of a passion of mine, something I wanted to see more of at the golf course. More, kind of real life employment opportunities for students. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm sure that your knowledge in the PGM program itself, as a student and then as a director there, really would bring a lot more to the golf course as far as the student interaction there.
yeah, and vice versa too, right? I wanted to bring the inner workings of the golf course into the classroom too, right? Like I did. It was there, but it wasn't maybe the potential or what it could be, right? From a business on campus, right? I mean, we're running a business on campus. I run a business on campus, a multi-million-dollar business, right? It's a big operation. There's a lot going on, from food and beverage to conference service, right? We're doing weddings, we're doing events, so player development, merchandising, all of the things that we do. And I wanted to bring that A, back into the classroom, and B, give students an opportunity to have real life learning experiences, right? So, 2010, I moved out of the golf course as the head golf professional. 2016, Dan retired, and crazy, they flipped me the keys. So kind of maybe a drawn out story. Apologize for that, but that was here's this kid from Washington State, knows nothing about Las Cruces, New Mexico State, and here I am, the director. I was president of the Sun Country PGA, been involved in section governance. I'm president of the Sun Country Golf Foundation right now. I'm on the National Employment Committee for the PGA of America. And so it's, this area, this program, my wife, Pat Gavin, John Sperry, a ton of people, help shape. I wouldn't be where I'm at without that.
Well, it's an amazing how sometimes opportunities will come up and they'll lead to other things,
Yeah.
And right now you've got a ton of different hats on that you're wearing that are all working towards kind of the same goal.
Yeah.
By the way, I have to comment, love your hat.
Have a day.
Have a day, man. Have a day.
Yeah, I saw that online. One of those online impulse. Some YouTubers, Facebook, social media. Pretty fun, guys.
Yeah, so that brings me to what you do at the golf course, and I think a lot of people forget that the golf course is there. The NMSU golf course is there.
Yes.
Because we have had a lot of the newer ones when Red Hawk came in, and then some of the other traditional ones that were there, Cutthroat Hills, and then Snowmobile Ranch, right?
Yeah.
So
Las Cruces Country Club.
Las Cruces Country Club. Yeah, that's right. Las Cruces Country Club was open up at the time there. So,
Yeah.
So all of those different places, they kind of tend to forget that you have the university golf course, and people drive by it and they don't even realize that something's going there, that something is there. But there's a lot that's going on at the golf course. Like you said, there's a lot that's going on with the students. You're getting a lot of people that do know about it. Maybe a little bit of a hidden gem for some people. I guess.
I like that.
But you briefly mentioned it. It's also you have the restaurant there. You
Yes.
have all of that you have to manage. You've got a nice little store there as well.
Yeah, the pro shop.
The pro shop. You've got all of that you're managing and all that's going in there. So it's not just the golf course. And I would encourage anybody that if you love golf, you got to check out the course in general. You got to check out the restaurant, which is top notch, and the pro shop and everything is really good. I would call the NMSU golf course a hidden gem, not just maybe among the courses that are here in general, but like one that is hidden in our general area and in the Southwest maybe, because a lot of people just kind of forget that it's there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, we work hard at it. Our staff works hard at it. I like your comment, right? We're more than a golf course. I've used that before, right?
Well, you said you're doing events, you're doing weddings.
Well, yeah, we have a banquet room. We're doing weddings. We're doing retirement parties. We're doing, baby conferences, the restaurant, Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Slider Thursday. There's a lot of activity in the restaurant. It's awesome. The staff there does a great job. Ari does a great job managing that. Our cooks are awesome. The staff is awesome, right? I mean, they do a great job. It's busy. It's not easy, but they do a great job. The pro shop, it's a great place to get Aggie gear, right? We're, I would say maybe kind of bookstore-ish, right, in a roundabout way. So we don't just have all your traditional golf gear. We have button downs, we have glassware, we have backpacks and different things.
You have some Aggie merch that maybe you might not necessarily find in other places. Sometimes in the sizes that I might need a little bit more. I'll be honest with you. I've been there a couple of times looking at just trying to find my right size, but because just in case you didn't know, I'm not a small guy. But it is one of the it's one of those things. Like I said, it's more than just a golf course, and a lot of people forget that you have some of the other things that are going on there. Like the events and other things that you can hold there, but also just in general, like I said, it's a little something that kind of forgotten about when you're thinking about getting some stuff done. But I like that more and more I'm seeing more events that are being planned out there. I'm hearing a lot more about what's going on. Of course, also some other events right there, some of the collegiate events and everything that you guys are bringing in. I'm sure you have a lot to do with getting some of those here in town, helping out the university and the program too.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of the charity events. We do a lot of the bigger ones. The Golfing for Educators is coming up. That's a great event. Cowboys for Cancer. Yeah. I mean, you could go down the list, right? NMSU golf course, in my opinion, and what my mindset and philosophy in one way or another is we're here for our community.
Yeah.
Right. We're here for our community in a lot of different ways. Whether it's a melting pot in one way or another for people to gather. There's different ways that they could enjoy the facility, whether they're a golfer or not. I dabbled in foot golf a little bit. I'm looking at right now designing a frisbee golf course around the property. So I'm always looking for ways, like, I think the university, right? I always look at the golf course is one of the most visible entities of the university, right? When we're bringing the external community into campus, right? So it's more than a golf course. I love that. I've used that before. There's a lot of different things going on, a lot of things for kids, right? We have a lot of junior programming. Super excited. I just hired TJ McMullen, local kid, I guess, PGMer. Very talented instructor. He's our program coordinator now, so he's doing all of our player development stuff. Good. We got a lot of good stuff. PGA Junior League. We're doing an after-school program on Wednesday, so a lot of stuff for juniors, right? Even for adults. Got a PGA Hope program that I'm pretty proud of that we're involved in. I've done 2 different sessions. It's a free programming for veterans. I got a grant through PGA Reach, is the big foundation with the PGA of America. So it's a free program for veterans. So if any veterans out there are listening to this, call the golf course. Got a couple sessions coming up September, October. It's free. So, on the player development side, we got a lot of things going. We got a range program that got like 550 people.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. And it's a good value. They get range balls every day. They get free golf at, certain times of the day. There's, different discounts and opportunities. And it's just like it's a good vibe, right? Like you go up to the driving range at our place, NMSU. There's a lot of people practicing, playing, they're working on their games. They're working on their games, right? They're like kind of grinding it out a little bit, kind of tinkering a little bit, kind of working on it a little bit.
That's what you got to do.
Maybe enjoying the restaurant, doing different things. So, yeah, I mean, the staff, I can't say enough about the staff, right? I mean, I might be the, head guy or whatever you said, but it's not, the stuff we do is not because of me. It's because of our student staff. It's because of our our full-time staff, our maintenance crew, right? I mean, they're doing an awesome job. I really look at like this is our course, right? I kind of think of it. I kind of think it like NMSU. I kind of look at it like this is our community golf course. It's your barn, right? It's your course. It's not my course. I don't. It's not my course. It's your course. It's our course.
And that's a good way of saying it. I like the way that you said that. It is our course, and the community can really get behind that. And it seems like they really have in a lot of ways, and that's a good thing. But there's always some things on the horizon. There's always some things I know that you're going to be working on, and there's always a lot to look forward to in the future. Anything particular that's coming up that you're really excited about?
Pretty excited. It was a long time in the working, right? I've been kind of kind of grinding on it, working on it. There's been a lot of people involved, but we got some capital outlay money this year.
I heard about that.
You heard
Yeah,
about that?
I heard about that.
You heard
yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
That was been working on it about 4 or 5 years. You know, you gotta it's a game a little bit. You gotta kind of
schmooze a little bit.
you gotta fight for your piece a little bit. You gotta justify it, right? But again, it's our course, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you know, for seniors, veterans, students, kids, you know, everybody, right? Like we want to, it's inclusive, right? I mean, it's a culture, it's a vibe. It's not every course, right? Everybody's a little bit different. I mean, I show up a lot of days. I'm wearing shorts. You know, my staff wears mandatory golf Friday t-shirts, and it's different, right? Like I've worked at some pretty high-end places, and this is a little different. It's a little different vibe. We want people to feel comfortable.
It is a different vibe, as you said, because I've seen some people very relaxed on a course before. So you got that outlay money. Anything in particular that you're looking at, or you can't talk about it yet?
Well, yeah, we're working on it. Like, it's partially funded right now. I think we're going to be able to go back this, next tranche and hopefully get a little bit more. But we're going to be renovating the driving range facility.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at putting I got to see how far I can stretch it. Right, I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at stretching it and kind of getting some things done. There's
working with what you got, right?
Working with what you got.
Yeah.
So we're looking to put in a learning center, some shade structure, kind of a beautification, I guess you could say, a remodel of the current little driving range building we have. So, looking long term, hopefully in the next probably 2 years, but we're going to start probably here in the next month or so on the first phase, which I'm pretty excited about. So we'll see how far we can stretch it. We're going to redo the irrigation. That's part of the capital outlay. And then hopefully some of the other funds, we're going to be able to start this kind of shade structure, learning center, right, which will be cool, kind of an indoor-outdoor. It will be good for the golf teams. It will be good for the professional golf management program. It will be good for our community. For sure, we have some ADA accessible issues up there, right? Our parking lot and, how somebody that, to get range balls and get to the driving range, it's not good, right? Yeah. So we need to fix that, and that's what we're going to do. We want to be for everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've definitely got some ideas and plans and how things are going. And honestly, just kind of look forward to seeing what that money will do. And then, of course, everything else that you've got going on. I would say this, so you've been here for a while. You've handled things. You're doing a great job. I just say keep going and doing what you're doing, man, because it's all good things that I hear. So
I appreciate it.
It's
a lot of hard work. It's the whole staff. It's a team.
Yeah. Well, next time you got any news about anything that's coming up at the golf course, definitely give us a ring and we'll get you on again.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. And see, at the beginning of this, I got to say this. At the beginning of this, we told Jason how long the podcast's going. He goes, "What?"
Well, you had Kelly and Scott before.
Yeah.
They suck up a little bit of time.
I
know them very well. They're great friends, which, I appreciate the opportunity to come on. The PGA Junior League, for those that are listening out there, it's a great opportunity for kids. It's kind of like Little League baseball, but golf, right? Okay. It's fun. And then obviously the PGA Hope program for veterans, right? Anything we can do to give back, that's a great program. So we hope to sell that out again.
Okay, cool. So we'll kind of wrap things up. I think we've got, what do we got over there? Somebody's going to come and let us know what's coming up with Amador Live. So,
okay,
yeah, there he is, standing up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure meeting you.
Okay, let me know if you need anything.
Absolutely. I look forward to maybe getting that card. Oh, he's going inside. I thought he was walking over here. He's going inside.
Was that Eric? Eric was gonna.
No, I don't think that was it. Was that Eric? I don't.
That was Eric.
Okay.
And NMSUgolf.com. Lots of information.
Oh, I almost forgot that. I could have even pulled that up over here on the computer.
I didn't even notice this here. Is this your drive? Your draft?
This is my that was my that's my draft for next week.
Are you feeling you're going to be good? I mean, how are you feeling?
Now I'm going to tell you this right here. It's probably between me and Max on who's going to come in last.
Are you nervous about the SAT thing?
I am a little bit nervous about that. When he started talking about that.
NMSUgolf.com.
Okay, that's pretty simple to do. But NMSUgolf.com, and we'll wait for that to go ahead and come up. There it is.
coming
But
up.
yeah, that was my team. I was showing everybody the team, but I forgot to go ahead and
You didn't share the screen.
I didn't share the screen with everybody. So
were you nervous about sharing the screen? You
I'm
didn't want
not-
him to see who you're going for?
no. I showed it off to Kelly before because that's my nickname with the team, right?
Yeah.
And so that was my nickname for the team. And this is my league right here. Next week we're going to beat it. Like, don't forget, if you want to be part of the fantasy football league, you can definitely go ahead. Like Kelly said, it's going to be sponsored. There's no out of pocket money, and we're going to be doing our a live draft next week on that. But yeah, you mentioned
for charity,
NMSU,
right?
for charity. Charity
Okay.
of your choice. The winner gets to donate the money. It comes out of it to the charity of their choice. And like you said, we've got a lot of great organizations in town that could use the cash for sure. But here's your NMSU. Welcome to NMSU Golf Course. If you have any questions,
there's some flyovers. If you want to hear my voice more, I mean, I don't know if you want to, but they have aerials, drone aerials of the golf course is kind of cool. You could click on
of course, layout,
yeah,
of course,
you guys-
video tour,
yeah, there's some cool stuff. There's
Yeah,
some,
you
all
got-
all the programming.
information about hours of operation. Right. So basically, if you have any questions, you can check out NMSU or golf.nmsu.edu. I think is what to bring it up right there, or nmsugolf.com. And it will take you to the page, and you've got all kinds of things that you could check out: your fees, player development lessons, charity and fundraiser events, all the things that are going on at the NMSU Golf Course. But Jason, thanks a lot for coming in.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
appreciate
And like I said, you got anything coming up, let us know. And that way we can go ahead and get that worked on. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, no problem. Go back and finish talking to everybody, and we'll wrap things up here for the Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. Remember, you can join us here every week, starting at 6 o'clock right here at the Amador Live. We're going to be outside. Obviously, you see the broken spoke above me. We're outside on the patio. And next week, we are going to be doing our live fantasy football draft. So that is going to be a lot of fun. If you want to get part of the league, definitely go ahead and contact everybody that's out here and or here at the Amador Live. And like I said, yeah, for those of us that are part of the league, we're definitely going to try and get all of that in and ready to go so that we are going to have a lot of fun with that. And I am worried about that punishment because my last fantasy league was not a good one, but that's beside the point. I'm going to do it. We're going to have fun with it. And that's the bottom line. Okay. So come on out next week, 6 o'clock right here at the Amador Live, right outside in the Broken Spoke patio. And we will do another Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. So until then, enjoy your weekend. And of course, good luck to the Aggies. Good luck to all of our teams on Friday night. And good luck to everybody that's out there playing. And we will see you next week.